Hey friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be reviewing Little Fires Everywhere, episode 5 called Duo. This was a very eventful episode that started with a really cool flashback of the 70s with Elena.
Who knew she was such a fun girl?
So fun, exactly. It was nice to see a different side of her because she is, very uptight. All right, but let's begin with the beginning where we find out, Izzy spills the beans about Mia possibly being in the New York Times, her picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Elena didn't believe it, if you noticed.
I did. She was a little confused by the whole thing.
Why couldn't she be in the New York Times, Elena?
Jealous.
Exactly. Yeah. So Elena, of course, has to do what she does best, and she has to go get herself involved.
Get her snoop on.
Yes, exactly. So she starts digging for explanations of this photo, which is called Duo. Right? Correct?
Yes.
So she goes to New York because she's obsessed.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
So were you a little bit confused? Why is Bill so mad? He was really concerned about this, right? He kept saying she was losing it, but something just seemed a little bit more than that to me. Did you get that sense?
I didn't until you just told me now, and now I totally see it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Maybe he knows about Jamie, the guy in New York.
That's what I was thinking, because what about all those messages he was leaving? He left her a lot of messages.
Oh, yeah.
I think that he does know something about Jamie. Mm-hmm.
Good catch. I didn't even think about that. I was so distracted by how annoyingly persistent she was, even bribing that receptionist with the cupcakes.
It totally worked, though.
It did work, yes. And then she goes over and bats her eyes at her old flame, Jamie, who works at New York Times, which is what he said where he wanted to be in the future. And yeah, they have dinner and they're drinking, and, he gives her the information that she wants. But I really did kind of like it. Is it bad that when he kind of told her off at the end?
So what happened, though? We need to figure this out, because she did something to him. And we're supposed to wonder what that is, right?
Yes, we are. We don't know, right, everybody?
Okay, I have a guess.
Oh, good.
I have a guess. So my guess is that she got pregnant, and because she had a plan and he didn't want any part of that plan, she somehow didn't tell him. So something maybe trips his son, or she got rid of the baby. Adoption or abortion, I don't know, but I think there's something, and he didn't tell her, she didn't tell him.
That's a really good guess.
Maybe.
I like that. That's totally possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because her daughter is going through something like that. So we find out that Lexi is pregnant, and good job to the director of this episode, who had Pearl holding the test and had me thinking Pearl was pregnant.
Oh.
They totally tricked me. But it was interesting the way that happened. Why was Pearl holding it? And Pearl apparently purchased it. And it's just shows how much Lexi uses Pearl.
Okay, I have to say that this show makes me kind of on the fence about whether I like people with everybody except Lexi at this point. I mean, a tiny bit, I can see how she became who she became, and it has to do with Elena, but that's no excuse. She's pretty much terrible. I mean, the way that she used Pearl's story in the first or second episode, and now she just continues to use her over and over again. I'm just kind of done with her.
She's probably my least favorite character, because then let's make her even worse. She gets an abortion and uses Pearl's name.
Oh, and then she said to her, yeah, because it could actually affect my life. It actually matters.
It actually matters.
Oh my gosh.
So disgusting.
Oh my God.
And she uses her as a ride.
Yeah, everything. And then she can't go home. She has to go to Pearl's house. And I kind of was happy when Mia kind of gave it to her.
Yeah, so at first I was really happy about Mia not being very judgmental at all about her getting the abortion and takes her in and lets her sleep there. And then even in the morning, she's like, are you okay? Even after finding out that she used Pearl's name. And then, when she wants some extra help, like, please validate my decision. She's like, you know what? That's enough. And then gave it to her. Yes. I liked it. It was satisfying.
I know.
Sorry. All right. And then let's now talk about Trip, because I actually like his character more now after this episode, because he didn't like the way he left things with Pearl after they slept together. So he met up with her and he apologized, which was very mature of him. But then they end up holding hands at the end of that scene, or does that mean they're gonna start like dating or something? Like, I thought he was just going to apologize and just try to make things right, and then they were gonna go their separate ways. But I think maybe he likes her.
I think he likes her, and I think she likes him.
It was cute when he said that he was nervous. She like made him nervous because she reads all those, books and then at the library. I don't know. I think he has developed a crush on her.
I think so too.
I hope so. That wouldn't be bad, right?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't like or dislike either of them very much right now. I'm still kind of waiting to make up my mind.
That's like this whole show.
Yes.
About everybody. All right. And then Izzy unfortunately breaks Mia's trust. So now Mia is like, you need to go.
You're done. You're dead to me.
Yeah. It was kind of cold, but you can't trust everybody.
Yeah.
Obviously, she broke the trust. And I just want to mention that there was a scene, and they were showing Elena, but they also showed Izzy playing the violin. And the song was You Ought to Know?
Yes. It was such a cool, it was
That was so neat. Thank you for all these Alanis Morissette songs, because then they also played Uninvited later on. Sorry, I'm obsessed. And then, but the biggest deal of all is the ending. When Elena, who, after she got told off by Jamie, she is like, can't even sleep at the hotel. She's just like, I'm driving home. But she doesn't drive home. It's interesting that she gets woken up by a cop for sleeping in her car, much like when she reported Mia sleeping in her car. It was kind of interesting, parallel. And she invites herself into Mia's parents' house, basically, where she finds out that they haven't even met Pearl yet. They don't even have a relationship with her.
Yes.
That was interesting. But the biggest shocker of all was when they say that the baby that she's carrying in that photo is not hers. But how can that be?
And she say it was never meant to be hers? Something like that?
Oh.
So so then it made me think about the conversation that Mia had with Pearl, because she finally gave Pearl a little bit of information about who her father is. And she told Pearl he wasn't ready to be a father yet, right?
Yes.
Something about the subway, and he was intelligent, but not ready to be a parent. And then what her mom said was, I think, contradictory, but I'm not sure.
I don't really understand, because when she was talking to that lady at the gallery, she's like, I can't tell her the truth. So she's obviously terrified of this guy.
Yes.
Is he the father? What are the circumstances? I don't know.
But what does her mom mean when she says she was never supposed to be like her baby? Like, does that mean she was like a surrogate maybe?
That's where I went in my head. Like that, she was a surrogate, but I don't know, because, who's that other lady, her mentor or teacher?
Right.
She took the picture. It's worth $400,000. And, we know she has probably had a relationship with a woman, because in a earlier nightmare, she had a lady, like she was like caressing a lady kind of intimately on her lap on the subway in one of her nightmares. So did she have a relationship with that lady? And did they have a baby? Is that her? I don't know.
So I kind of was thinking maybe she was making money by being a surrogate, because she is an artist, and then maybe she wasn't like able to give up the baby at the end because she carried it in her body.
It's difficult.
And maybe that's why she's so invested in Bibi and her baby, and just all these issues about like a woman and her body, and like, claims to like motherhood.
Right.
Like all these issues kind of came up in this episode with like Lexi getting the abortion. And then why is Jamie mad at Elena? Does it have something to do with the baby? I feel like this show has taken a turn towards reproductive rights.
Interesting. It brings up a lot of topics for sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the timeline. I think that in the beginning, it was a flashback of 1976. And then, but now their present day is 1997. So wouldn't they have like a 20-something, 21-year-old?
If it was, yeah, that's true. So,
but maybe it was the same. Maybe it's like Lexi and maybe she had an abortion or something.
Yeah. Or gave it up for adoption. I don't know.
But he's bitter.
He's mad. I feel like she kept a secret from him.
Can you believe that she like wanted to like sleep with him?
I'm like kind of done with Elena too, actually. Now that we dig a little deeper.
That just sealed the deal.
And Elena pretty much like apple that fell from the tree. Is that how that saying goes?
Oh. With who?
Lexi and Elena.
Oh, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. It's true. Gross. But it was a really fun episode to watch because there were so much happened. So
much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, is that all you got?
Well, did we want to talk a little bit about BB getting reunited with her baby for a minute? And
how could we not talk about that? Yes.
Oh my gosh. So I'm like kind of like, oh, BB, it's her baby. Like I've really thought about this like almost the whole week since, last week's episode. And I'm just like, she was just doing the best that she could for her baby. And like her baby would have died if she didn't leave her at the fire station. And yeah.
And then Linda being very hesitant to give the baby to her. And then Linda finding out that Elena knows Mia, who Mia is helping BB. And that's a mess.
It is a mess.
Yeah. But I was really happy for BB that she was reunited with her baby.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. There's so many questions, even more questions now. Let's just keep stacking them on.
Very layered.
Very, very layered, yes. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time when we review episode 6 of Little Fires Everywhere. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you then. Thank you. Bye.